Another mother, but a different mother in comparison to her 90s fame. Belinda Lang from sitcom 2.4 Children has been transformed into a faded southern belle. She's Amanda Wingfield, the overbearing mum in the Glass Menagerie.
I mean, she's had a terribly different life. For a start, this woman, Amanda, has been abandoned by her husband and has to raise her two children during, an extremely poor moment in American history, and during the 30s. She's had during the Depression. So she's had a very tough time, and also they're living in a tiny apartment in St. Louis. But she comes from, or she certainly spent a portion of her youth, her adolescence, in Mississippi, being a Southern belle. And so the difference for her between that and this crushing poverty and lack of glamour is enormous. And I think she feels that she needs to keep reminding her children of who she actually is underneath it all. And of course they're bored to death by it. They don't want to know.
Belinda is known for being a stylish mum off stage. So how easy is it for the actor to become a character from the 1930s Great Depression?
Well, I wear a wig. I don't wear any makeup. I've put on a tiny bit for you, especially. A wig and no makeup. Oh, and I wear padding. In a very cleverly made sort of corsety thing. I just wanted to be a bit... I didn't want to look in any way svelte or glamorous or anything, or in my case actually thin, which is what I sometimes look like on stage. And I just saw her as, she's been a gorgeous young woman, but she's faded. She's very faded, and she's got a bit of middle-age spread. I mean, she's not fat, but she's just got, and she's just... I just felt that was more the way she would be now.
The Glass Menagerie is about crushed dreams. 3 family members struggle against the hopelessness that threatens their lives. Belinda says the Nuffield Theatre creates the ideal setting.
I really like the Nuffield, actually. It's an intimate space, which is nice. I mean, this set is a little bit alienating because it's done with these apertures, which are very brilliant, because the play, as Tom says at the beginning, is all about his memories and his memory of his family. And so it's been done as if these apertures come and go, and sometimes you can feel a bit behind them. But the Nuffield is a very warm space to be in, apart from that.
Director Samuel Hodges tells us what it's like working with Belinda.
It's not easy sometimes as an actor when you're not given all the tools you're used to playing with. It's not a particularly naturalistic production. We mime things. We don't, because it's an apartment, we don't have all the details. We don't have period fireplaces. And so that requires imagination from the actor, but it also requires having the right attitude when you go into rehearsal. And Belinda and the rest of the cast have all absolutely risen to that.
Samuel also explains how the play still strikes a chord with modern times.
As when my family came, saying, oh, a bit like you, and drawing parallels with family members. But I think because memory is such a strange thing, by which I mean we're very unreliable when we talk about the past. We interpret things, we exaggerate things, we embellish things. We're all guilty of that. And that's what this play deals with, which I think is in itself a talking point.
Wilf Scalding stars as the much heralded gentleman caller, Jim O'Connor.
You know what I judge to be the trouble with you? Inferiority complex. You know what that is? That's what they call it when someone low rates himself. I mean, Tennessee Williams is such a genius. He sort of makes it easy for you. You could sort of say the lines and the feelings will come across because he writes them so beautifully. And also the stage directions, really, really articulate and beautiful. I think there's some gorgeous moments that are just in the stage directions themselves.
The Nuffield has its own unique interpretation of the play. It's sure to capture the imagination of even the most conservative Tennessee Williams fans.
We're seeing the story through the prism of the storyteller, one of the characters in the play. And so we have really spent a lot of time thinking in terms of design about how we put the storyteller right in the middle of the auditorium. So quite literally, our storyteller will be in amongst the audience, will speak to the audience, set up the play.
The Glass Menagerie runs until the end of October. Dale McEwan, Solent News Now.